Really quick, everybody, this entire video will be timestamped, so if you do not want to watch holding and just get straight to a different topic, please check the pinned comment or the little red bar right down below you. Again, this entire video will be timestamped, and I'd appreciate you guys watching whatever part that you'd like to. If you're sticking around, guys, hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with too many YouTube channels, and this is everything that you missed in Fortnite this week. This is where we cover all of the news that you probably missed, whether it's really big or really small, whether it's something like really huge, like an update to the game that we're going to talk about first, or something tiny that Epic Games might change in the game. The only things that we don't talk about, for example, is there's a Coachella collab in the item shop right now. That's not worth mentioning. It's in the item shop, and it's going to leave the item shop fairly soon. So we're not going to touch on that stuff. If you're new here, let's get into the first topic for today. Timestamps are there if you would need them. First piece of news, and that's one that's not really news because everybody already knows that the Attack on Titan collab and update is happening. How are you guys liking it? I gotta say, it's everything that I hope for. I love the ODM gear. It feels like different enough from the Spider-Man web shooters where it's not like a copy and paste. Obviously, it has an attack thing, but something I can't put my finger on, though. Something's a little bit different about the gliding. Maybe it's just the animation, but something feels different about it. I don't know. I can't really tell what. The Thunder Spears are really cool, and we're going to talk about who the Thunder Spears in a little bit as another separate topic there. But the Attack on Titan collab, it's great. I love the skins. I love the emotes. The emotes are hilarious, and one of my favorite shows of all time are in Fortnite now. I gotta say, I love it. I absolutely love it. I have three of my top favorite shows. I love Game of Thrones. I love Big Bang Theory. I love Attack on Titan. We got to get the other two in the game, although there's no chance Big Bang Theory will ever happen. Game of Thrones, probably not, because we already had our chance in the medieval season, but I'm still holding out hope here. Next topic, and this might be my favorite one of the video, the war effort might be returning. Epic Games updated some files, and it looks like that, why would they update the files if they're not planning on bringing some version of the war effort back? If you don't remember what the war effort back is, essentially the voting system on whether or not we unvault something. I loved this. This was one of my favorite features Fortnite has ever added. I would love to see it back in the game, but just because they updated the war effort doesn't mean it's going to be here just to unvault weapons. It could just be voting for different things. Like, they could be voting for something to happen on the map. Like, regardless, anytime they give like the community the ability to vote for something, it's a complete W in my books. I thought the war effort was fantastic. I hope they bring it to the game sooner than later, but Epic Games is working on something kind of like the war effort. Then we had a big update with balance changes. The only significant one really is the Havoc Pump no longer one-shots in zero build. It'll one-shot in build, and I don't know how I feel about that. I was talking about this on stream a little bit because I kind of like that in one mode. I just love that there's more separations between build and no build because I'm somebody who enjoys playing both. I prefer build mode, but I do play my fair share of no build. I kind of like the difference between jumping in one game and you can get one-shotted, and then jumping in another, then you can't get one-shotted. The other thing to note is the pulse rifle. The overclocked pulse rifle received a nerf. I haven't really noticed too much of a difference, though. I still think it's a really good gun, and I'm glad, to be honest, they barely nerfed it. Well, as far as I'm concerned, they barely nerfed it because that's the whole point of a mythic. I love it being overpowered, and I find it hilarious if somebody's up on the island and just, like, rains fire down on me, you know what I mean? It's like, oh my god, it's all 4 pulse rifles. It's crazy. But there were some other minor balance changes, but Epic Games still working on the update there. Now, I'm going to touch on this one very quickly, guys, because I did make a whole video talking about it yesterday. Epic Games finally updated the Storm, and I paid attention because I've had a couple play sessions since then. And what they did is they re-added dynamic storm circles, and the storm time can change. So the storm will stay bigger if there's more people in the game. This is essentially what it means. The storm will stay bigger if there's more people in the game, and it'll shrink quicker if there's less people in the game. So the storm is going to adjust to the amount of players based in the game. On top of that, instead of just closing in at the end of the game, just to the center and then there's nothing, the storm circle will move like it does in competitive mode. I think these are fantastic changes, and I have noticed that my games have been longer than usual. Very few games have been shorter, but the games have been longer. Hey, so far so good, because I haven't had nearly as many games with just running around not fighting anybody, so I think it's a really good change. I'd love to know what you guys think down below. Moving on to the next topic, the Thunder Spears are getting a possible buff. Apparently Epic Games employees are in talks right now to actually buff the Thunder Spears, because the main idea for them is to destroy builds and then do damage to people within the build. So I actually noticed when I was using Thunder Spears, I use it mostly to destroy builds, and then I don't find myself really hitting people with it. Maybe it's just because I'm not used to the weapon yet. But it's interesting because, if anything, I thought they would give the ODM gear and the Thunder Spears a nerf. They're not buffing the ODM gear. They're talking specifically about the Thunder Spears. Interesting, but I am here for it. Buff it away. Moving on to the next topic, we have a possible Kid Laroi Concert 2.0, because there were new updates to the Kid Laroi files. Or there's something to do with a new intro or something like that. I still haven't played the first Kid Laroi concert. I don't know why. I don't even know if you still can in creative mode. Regardless, it looks like there might be another concert. I don't have too much else to say about that. But if you like the first one, you might like the second one too. And finally, Epic Games is possibly adding a new rarity called Rocket Pass. They updated it in the files where some Rocket League cosmetics have their own rarity, and it is called Rocket Pass, but it's not in the game yet. So it looks like either we're gonna get more Rocket League collaborations or more Rocket League cosmetics, or they're just going to update everything in the locker to have its own Rocket League rarity, which I find interesting. I kind of like it as a gaming series, to be honest with you, but I can understand if Epic Games would want to keep Rocket League separate from that, like a little bit more special. Regardless, I'm weird like that. I kind of like the new rarities, so I'm totally here for it. And with that being said, that's all I got for you guys today. That has been a very slow week in Fortnite. I really hope for the war effort returning. That's probably the biggest thing of news that I wanted to hear about. So far, Fortnite is in a fantastic state, guys. Hopefully next week, or I might not even have a video next week, because next videos will be a little bit spotty because I don't know how much planning is going to go into the wedding next week. Regardless, there won't be daily uploads. Yeah, no. Definitely not an everything you missed video next week now that I'm thinking about it, because I'm getting married on Saturday and these videos come out on Friday, so no chance. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. While I am away, though, and I'm not going away like completely, you know what I mean? There's going to be a few uploads next week. On the screen right now, there are 2 fantastic Fortnite videos for you to check out. We have over 1,000 videos on this channel for you to check out while I'm away. Thank you so much for coming, guys. I will see you in the next video. Take care.